Yeah, and you can look at even what you're doing, with the building alien worlds and from your standpoint, you have all this knowledge now. You're a neuroscientist. You understand how these compounds work and how they interact with your body and receptors and everything. And we're talking about aliens and future and technology. So it's kind of a different
Mm.
thing altogether now. As where could you think somebody in the ancient world, using these compounds? I don't even think they could comprehend something like that. So I do think that culture does inform our idea of what's going on to some degree.
Yes, yes. I mean, certainly our interpretation and the implications of what this means absolutely has to be influenced by culture. I mean, you're right. They could never have um, imagined, for example, um, people will smoke DMT and say, "Oh, this is clear evidence that we're living in some kind of simulation, and that's some kind of computer program that's been encoded by some alien intelligence." And this is an idea actually that I develop in great detail in Alien Information Theory, my first book. It's not a belief system I'd adhere to in any way at all, by the way, as I've said 1,000 times, but no one listens. but but of course, Amazonian peoples, 1,000 years ago, whatever, couldn't even imagine such a thing. Does that mean that we're approaching truth in some way, or are we merely reaching for what appears to be the most appropriate um, cultural tool to explain this? I think in the end, I always say in the end, the the Amazonian worldview. I say Amazonian, South American indigenous peoples' worldview here, that they're interacting with the spirit world, and perhaps my interpretation that we're interacting with some kind of intelligent agent, some kind of discarnate intelligence, the nature and origin of which I don't know anything about. I think ultimately, if you look, these things are basically the same. I'm describing the same thing from two different perspectives.